In the middle of Lake Michigan is a battered concrete structure. Why was it abandoned? The roots of this mystery go back to the importance of trade to the Great Lakes in the early 19th century.
Before America builds railways, America's arteries are waterways. The Great Lakes and the Great Canals are what enables America to become an industrial powerhouse.
The Great Lakes together form really a massive inland sea for the United States and Canada. And this waterway was important for shipping goods. So you had fur pelts, then later grain, iron ore, all these products moving through this area dating from really, very early in the history of North America.
The Great Lakes connect the Midwest with the Atlantic Ocean. They are the largest group of freshwater lakes on Earth by total area, and are more like inland seas, according to Chris West, who has sailed these waters for most of his life.
You think of Lake Michigan, we can't see the other side. You can travel from Chicago, which is the southernmost point, to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and that's about 400 or 500 miles long, so it's a very big area of water.
However, it narrows dramatically at the Straits of Mackinac, a major shipping lane which connects Lake Michigan to Lake Huron. But it is just 3.5 miles wide and whipsawed by currents, which were often fatal.
If you're on a ship in the ocean and a storm comes up and blows you a few miles off course, you've got thousands of miles of ocean around you. But if that happens in Lake Michigan, it's relatively narrow. There's all these shallows. You could be on the rocks in just a few minutes.
In the Straits of Mackinac, there's over 80 shipwrecks. This was the most dangerous spot. They were coming up from Chicago, and they were making the corner to go into the Straits of Mackinac, and there was this spot that there was 4 feet of water, so these ships just kept running aground.
The U.S. government decided it had to intervene and put a stop to these tragic accidents. They built the Waugochance Lighthouse. But how do you go about building a structure as impressive as this in the middle of such a massive lake?
You start with a wooden crib structure that rests on the bottom, and then you bring out rocks on barges and you fill this crib with rocks. Now you have a stable structure that you can build on top of.
It's a feat today to build something like that. And obviously back in the day, no power tools. It was nails and, big hammers and pulleys. And so it was very labor intensive to do something like that.
Finally, the lighthouse began operating in 1851.
It was a lifeline to all of the maritime traffic. This gave them the roadmap of how to get through the Straits of Mackinac. So it was hugely important for the area.